to midnight is when you can expect rain arriving. If you're in the heart of central Alabama, Jefferson County stretching up towards Cherokee, all the way down southwest, including Sumter County, you can expect rain moving through around 11 p.m. to 3 a.m. And further southeast, well, if you're in Clay, down in Tallapoosa County, and maybe even portions of Perry County, you're not going to really see that rain pretty much at all. Maybe a little bit when you wake up tomorrow morning, but a lot of that wet weather should be out of here, and we'll catch breaks throughout your Tuesday with a few lingering showers. Right now, we're mainly dry. Temps in the 50s and the 60s. A few showers will begin to push through, like I mentioned, late tonight. But here's what you need to have heading out the door tomorrow. That heavy coat, you don't need that. Pretty warm tomorrow, guys. We're talking 60s and 70s throughout the day. Rain jacket, though, you will need that. The umbrella, yes. And of course, the First Alert weather app so that you can get notifications when rain is near you or when thunder is near you. Now, yes, we'll see rain through the middle of this week. Elevated rain chances return for us by Wednesday as a cold front moves through. But once that moves through, well, we're dry and colder. We'll talk more about how much colder coming up in just a bit. So that's a look at those rain chances over the next several days. It's not going to be a washout this week by any means, so I'll show you a full look at that 7-day and how much drier plus colder we're looking heading into your weekend in just a bit. But we first brought you the story of 2 Tuscaloosa community members who witnessed that devastating tornado 24 years ago. But today, on its anniversary, meteorologist Matt Daniel takes us on a deep dive of that event and why it's possible to see tornadoes even in the colder months.
Well, 24 years ago, we were tracking a devastating supercell that started in southwestern Tuscaloosa County, even made its way all the way up into parts of northeast Alabama and produced a lot of damage. And you probably know what I'm talking about. December 16th, 2000, that F4 tornado produced a lot of damage. This is just one example of some of those photos that we were seeing, the video that we saw of a destructive tornado that formed in the middle of an afternoon on a December day. And just look at all the damage in this area in parts of Tuscaloosa, especially south and east of downtown Tuscaloosa. So let's talk a little bit about this historic system. It was rated an F4. Back then they didn't have it as the enhanced Fujita, so it's just rated F4. Track about 18 miles long and about 750 yards wide. 11 people died, and we had over 144 injuries from this tornado alone. Started in the middle of the afternoon, right around 12:54, and it dissipated at 1:12. So it didn't last that long, but man, it went over a lot of areas with a lot of debris and damage with trees and homes and mobile homes. And even as of today, it's the strongest tornado recorded in the month of December in Alabama since 1950, based off historic records. So here's just some of that video of showing you some of that damage. Once again, it formed in southwestern Tuscaloosa County on the west side of the Warrior River, and that's where it impacted a lot of areas, especially south of the Shelton State Community College. It crossed State Route 69, destroying a shopping center and even a Winn-Dixie that was under construction. And then it kept moving up to the north and east pretty rapidly at about 60 miles per hour. It impacted US 82 and destroyed a number of mobile homes, and that's where we saw a lot of people die from that particular tornado. And then it crossed 2059 between exit 76 and 77. I believe right around exit 77, that's where it produced a lot of damage, where there were hotels, fast food restaurants, sustained a lot of damage. So this was a pretty devastating day. Just a week and a half right before Christmas. Definitely didn't want to see anything like that. Here's that tornado track from the National Weather Service from NOAA. There's that area of downtown Tuscaloosa, so it's just to the south of the area, but this red line shows where that F4 tornado struck, and then it kind of just dissipated after it crossed 2059. And then we also had the same supercell impact parts of St. Clair, Etowah, and Cherokee counties, so impacted northeast Alabama. So in St. Clair it was an F2 tornado, and then it intensified a bit as an F3 tornado as it moved into Etowah and Cherokee counties. The Coates Bend community was impacted in parts of Etowah County, where they saw 14 injuries and about 250 homes sustained some kind of damage. So this was one of those tracks from St. Clair, the F2 track that went through the area. There's the Asheville area. And then for Etowah and Cherokee, you can see that particular track there. as it moved off towards the east-northeast. So that one lone supercell produced those 3 tornadoes that caused a lot of damage and a lot of problems on that particular day. So just to give you an idea, December we can get severe weather. I mentioned this a few weeks ago, but the most tornadoes we've ever seen in December was 19 back in 2012. Like I said, as of today, that tornado that struck Tuscaloosa as an F4 was the worst December tornado on record here in Alabama. And just to give you an idea of those ratings, we've seen about 55 F0 tornadoes, 52 F1s, 41 F2s, 15 F3s, 1 F4, which was that Tuscaloosa's tornado on that day. And we haven't seen any F5 tornadoes when it comes to the month of December. And the last December tornado outbreak, like I said, was December 25th, 2012. So yeah, we had a tornado outbreak on Christmas Day. So here's a look at those Alabama tornadoes by month. Yes, we always say there's a secondary season. We can get tornadoes any month of the year, but sometimes we'll see a little uptick in activity in late November, December, and of course during our typical severe spring season, which we'll see a big increase in tornado numbers in the months of March, April, and May.
Well, thank you, Matt. But now around the world to where extreme weather happening over the weekend. A rare tornado in Northern California was caught on camera. You've probably seen this on your social media platforms. Bruno's Bar and Grill in Scotts Valley releasing video of the twister, which was captured on its door camera. The tornado touched down Saturday afternoon near a shopping mall about 70 miles south of San Francisco, leading to the first tornado warning in recorded history, according to the National Weather Service in San Francisco. Several people were injured and taken to hospitals, community members speaking about the terrifying moments. Technical difficulties there, but what a crazy event happening over there on the West Coast. They've been seeing so much crazy weather lately. The National Weather Service says it was an EF1 tornado. And in the Indian Ocean, Cyclone Cheeto bringing devastating impacts to the French territory of Mayotte. This 100-year cyclone was the equivalent to a Category 4 hurricane in the Atlantic Ocean when it made landfall Saturday. France's weather service reported winds above 136 miles per hour, making it the strongest storm to hit the island in more than 90 years. There have been at least 11 fatalities, unfortunately, and government officials are saying the death toll could rise to hundreds and possibly thousands. Well, in 30 seconds, with more rain on the way tonight across central Alabama, we're on your side with how community leaders are pushing for a solution when it comes to flooding on Messer Airport Highway. Terrible situation there. We'll have the latest on that right after the break. We'll be right back. Hey, the weekend before Christmas looks cold. We're still tracking temperatures below freezing early Saturday morning and really early Saturday and Sunday morning and possibly Monday morning, if not right below freezing. So some cold days ahead of us. We need to remind you of those 4 Ps: the people, the pets, the pipes, and the plants. Check in on your elders and your young kiddos, making sure they're layered up when those cold temperatures come back later this week. Bring in those pets. Do not leave them outside overnight. Far too cold for that. Start thinking about those exposed pipes, making sure they're insulated or you're dripping those faucets and protecting those sensitive plants or bringing them inside. Now I want to give you another look at Christmas forecast because now we're tracking the chance for a few showers. Doesn't look like a washout right now, but it doesn't look completely dry and we're not tracking sunny skies. I'm holding partly cloudy skies both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Highs mild, those high temperatures 50s, low 60s. Early Christmas Eve morning still pretty cold there, mid 30s. A little bit warmer Christmas Day there with temperatures in the low 40s. But even though there have been attempts to fix the problem of flooding on Messer Airport Highway, it's back due to rain over the weekend. Your reporter Tristan Rupert joins us now with the latest on what people who live and work nearby that area are saying about the latest flood.
Neighbors and business leaders are just baffled by this. Now, the water level on Messer Airport Highway has gone down about 1.5 feet over the last 7 hours, but many of the vehicles that go through don't make it out unscathed. Many now telling me that they want tax dollars dedicated to fixing this problem.
We pay a lot of tax dollars in the greater Birmingham area to maintain infrastructure, roads, sidewalks, potholes, life safety matters. This is a life safety matter.
While some vehicles were able to make it through the water on Monday, others were not as lucky. Mitch Hungerpiller's business is just down the road from the flooding, and he wants both property owners as well as city leaders to fix the flooding issue before things turn deadly.
Seems like they should be able to get together. Somebody's going to get killed. You can't see this water at night.
Birmingham fire and rescue crews help drivers escape their totaled cars. Lieutenant Katina Williams now reminding the public to not risk your vehicles or your life when you pull up to flooded streets.
You see standing water, turn around. Don't drown. Don't risk your life trying to get through that water.
Many in the community just hope sites like this are soon a thing of the past.
Please, City of Birmingham, Jefferson County, State of Alabama, please fix this Glenn Messer Viaduct flooded area. Please.
Now, I did reach out to the city to try and get an update on their efforts to fix the issue here at Messer Airport Highway. They did put in a temporary pump a few months ago, and back in May we heard from a city spokesperson that said, quote, this is going to be a multi-year, multi-owner project, and it's going to take a while before the long-term plan is complete. Now, once we know more about what they're doing to fix this issue, we'll of course update you both on air and online. Your reporter in Birmingham, Tristan Rupert, WBRC 6 News, on your side.
Well, still ahead. You don't want to go anywhere because we're going to talk about the cold expected for the end of the week. Plus, we're going to take a trip down memory lane as we talk about winter wonderlands from Alabama's past. We'll be right back with more First Alert Weather Extra. Welcome back in, everyone, to First Alert Weather Extra. Just want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. We had a little confusion about the tornado that we were referring to earlier in this episode. We were really talking about the anniversary of a tornado that hit in Tuscaloosa today, 24 years ago, December 16, 2000. It was an F4 tornado, very destructive. It was like a bomb went off in Tuscaloosa County. So if you're a little confused about that, we're not referring to the April 27, 2011 tornado event. Here we are looking at that Super 7-day forecast. We have increasing rain chances throughout the night tonight, but your Tuesday does not look like a washout. So if you want to make plans Tuesday, trying to get some shopping done, maybe some yard work, maybe you need to blow those leaves, rake that yard, well, we're giving you that thumbs up to do so. But we will be pretty wet early Tuesday morning just from all the rain that's going to move through overnight. We're staying dry for much of your evening. So it's 6:47 p.m. right now. If you still need to make some errands, you're trying to run out, avoid the wet weather, you should be good to go. We really won't see that rain pushing in until about 9-10 p.m. tonight in northwest central Alabama. You can see that marked here as we look at the next 24 hours, and rain chances continuing down south and east overnight into early Tuesday morning. There we are, 5:30 a.m. Doesn't look too bad at all, guys. And as that system moves further south and east, it really just begins to draw up and dry out. So areas south and east, you may see a few light sprinkles, but you might not see anything at all. So just give me that first alert. But I would still grab the umbrella and rain jacket heading out the door tomorrow. Those clouds will still be around, still capable of drizzling, a few light sprinkles across the area, but staying mostly dry throughout the day. Here we are Tuesday evening. Like I mentioned, a few showers could be around, so just make sure you're prepared for that, but otherwise not terrible. It's going to be pretty warm out there, so dress lighter than what you usually have, at least over the past week or so. We're far above freezing, far above normal this time of year. We're seeing afternoon highs in the 70s both Tuesday and Wednesday. Let's take a look at Wednesday here. You'll be able to see that we're tracking a little bit more wet weather around as we bring in your Wednesday morning, and that's all due to a cold front. That cold front is going to also bring us some cold air right after it brings us the rain. So if you have any plans in the middle of this week, I would avoid getting outside Wednesday just because it looks more like a washout. Some models are trending drier than others, but giving you that first alert for that better possibility of some wet weather. Still much needed rain. We're looking drier for the latter half of your week and very cold for the weekend. Early Sunday morning, below freezing temperatures, low to mid 20s to the north, mid to upper 20s area south central Alabama. Very, very cold start to the day, but turning a little bit warmer as we get close to Christmas Eve. On Monday, highs in the low 50s, early morning temps right at freezing around 31 degrees. But we're looking drier next week and really the end of this week. We just got to get through the middle of this week with those cloudier skies and those on and off rain chances. But although temperatures are looking a little warmer for the start of this week, Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt brings you an early winter as he recalls some of Alabama's most notable winter events with the help of a good friend.
I guess it's a curiosity and the anticipation when snow is predicted here in Alabama. It creates a sense of excitement for me because it's very rare. You don't see it every year.
At 70 years old, Hueytown resident Larry Futrell has seen his fair share of winter weather in Alabama, something he was all too familiar with having grown up in Virginia.
Well, when I was 5 years old, it snowed on Christmas Eve up in Virginia, and my dad went outside and he made deer tracks and sleigh tracks, and then he went on top of the house and beat on top of the house. And so the next morning when I got up, he said, "Did you hear Santa Claus land on the roof last night?"
Ever since that special Christmas, Futrell has been enamored with snow.
I have this. Here's Mickey Ferguson doing. He did an on-site report for the snowstorm. Oh, I'm glued to the weather. I've watched Channel 6 forever, so I know. Have seen all of these people that are behind me.
After moving to Alabama in the mid-'80s, Futrell's fascination with winter weather grew, fueled in part by how folks in the South react to snow.
1 or 2 snowflakes fall and the whole city closes down. Everybody runs to Walmart, gets milk, bread, the shelves get empty. That really shocked me because I was used to having 8, 12 inches of snow going to school. We had plenty of snow plows, so it didn't affect us there in Virginia like it does here. So it was kind of I guess, comical to me that people reacted to just a little bit of snow.
Futrell soon realized when winter weather strikes in Alabama, the impact can be very serious.
But we did have freezing rain and snow on Christmas Day, I believe it was in 1989, where we had sub-zero temperatures here in Birmingham. Well, we were in between houses and we live in an apartment up on the side of Red Mountain, and I'd parked my car underneath the apartments and I had put it right underneath a water pipe, a big water pipe. Well, it got so cold that night, that water pipe burst. My whole car was covered with ice. I could not even get to the door to get in to go to work. So can you imagine having to call your boss and say, well, a water pipe broke and it's covered my car and I can't make it to work.
And he'll never forget the superstorm of 1993.
Well, it snowed all night long. I think the mile-per-hour winds were up to about 62 miles per hour. I have a picture of the radar. It basically looks like a snow hurricane. It was thundering, lightning, the wind was howling. You felt like you were up somewhere in Alaska or somewhere. And the snow was just coming down, and you could hear limbs cracking. The electricity went out. Luckily, we had a gas fireplace so we could keep warm. The thundering, the lightning, the howling wind, and this heavy snow that fell all night long. And I've got pictures with the snow up to my waist. Wow. And it was just unbelievable. You could not see a car in the parking lot. The cars were just completely covered with snow.
It certainly was a storm of the century and a memory that has forever stuck with Futrell as he tunes in each day, eagerly awaiting what's next. For First Alert Weather Extra, Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt on your side.
Well, did these last 30 minutes or so go by so fast here doing First Alert Weather Extra. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me send you off with a final look at this 10-day forecast. We are tracking rain showers overnight tonight. Your Tuesday is not a washout. A few showers, pack the umbrella and rain jacket. We bring in winter though by this weekend, Saturday, and it really is going to feel like winter with those temperatures in the 20s. Looking cold heading into this week, but we'll be taking a full look at that 7-day once again tonight.